What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the 7th episode of the Promised Neverland Season 2. No episode titles, because why would you bother putting so much effort into your show? Yeah, I think it's fair to say at this point that of all the shows this season, the many shows this season that we are watching here on the channel, like something like 20 odd from this season, I think it is, and then obviously all the request shows and such. I think it's fair to say that this is definitely the biggest letdown of the season. Like, especially of the sequels, right? Like, what sequels did we have? We had Cells at Work. To be fair, Cells at Work Season 2 has been okay. I'll reserve judgment until I've watched the final Counter arc. But it's been okay. It's been a decent continuation. Nothing too special. ReZero Season 2 is continuing to be what kind of was. Dr. Stone has been good. Eurocamp's been fantastic. What other sequels have we had this season? Slime Season 2, very good. And then you have this, which has just been and it kind of shows how it's been, because we went from, on AniList, we went from 83% to 74% in the span of about 3 episodes. So, yeah, ever since we've been changing things from the source material, apparently, I have no reference to that, because I've not seen the source material, but ever since then, it's kind of been going down, and I can kind of understand why, even as an anime-only watcher, I can see why my opinion of it has been going down. Because it's just... it's not really what I enjoyed from the first season at all. Like, it doesn't seem to have any of that feeling from the first season back. It doesn't have that creepiness factor. It's kind of turned into a different show entirely, which isn't to say that what it's turned into is bad, although I kind of think it is. It's very different. And especially the most recent episode, I am sincerely hoping this is a flashback episode. I would never normally wish for this, but I really hope this is a flashback episode. Because we need it. We need a flashback. Absolutely, we need a major flashback, because Norman's back. He's talked about his time at Lambda 7214, a testing site. And he's explained how he's destroyed this thing, he's developed a drug, we can get rid of all the demons, I have a plan to enact it on this village in like 2 days or whatever. It's like, all this is just thrown out there. No build-up, no real understanding of how this is all possible. All of a sudden we have a mystical drug that can, like, wipe them out. It's like, well, not wipe them out, turn them into mindless beasts. Which might be more dangerous, because now we can't reason with them at all, which is kind of iffy. And it still means they're mindless beasts, which means they're just going to hunt us on sight. Which I'm sure demons do anyway, even if they're intelligent, but still. It doesn't solve the problem of the fact that we now have mindless demons roaming around. That doesn't actually solve it, because it doesn't kill them, right? They degenerate, but do they actually die from that? I don't believe they actually die from the drug, right? If I understand it correctly. Maybe they do die from the drug, I don't know. But essentially, yes, we're saying, let's genocide the demons. Because we are correct. Which is a very odd moral standpoint to be in. Like, what gives us the right to commit genocide on them just because we feel like we're the persecuted ones? It's a very weird situation to be in, which is kind of interesting to explore. I quite like that aspect of it, but no build up to the idea of, oh, all of a sudden we now have the exact thing to take care of them. Why do we have that? How can we make it? Do we have the ability to make more? Do we have enough to wipe out half the planet? Like, there's a lot of assumptions here, and I want a flashback to go back to Lambda. I want to see what happened to Norman after he left Gracefield. I want to see where he ended up, who he ended up meeting, because we're just told who he met. We don't see any of it. I want to go back to that. I want to go back to that and give it the proper build-up and information that it deserves, because right now, it feels so forced and just pushed in there as like, oh yeah, here's all this now. It's like, where's your story? Where's your build-up? Where's your character building? Where's anything? There's so much potential for world building with Lambda. It's like, we can build up this whole, like, I want to see a cool new environment. Like, I'm just annoyed that there's so much more potential here that it just feels like I'm just hoping we get something because it deserves it. Because it sounds interesting, but it's just not there. Also, apparently, Mujiko is the evil-blooded girl, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Maybe we'll expand upon that. I would like to expand upon that, but anyway, I'm a bit exasperated at this series, I'll be honest. I'm hoping it turns around because I want to really enjoy this, because I really enjoyed Season 1. It's one of those shows, like, a lot of my shows that I ended up watching back in, like, when did Season 1 come out? Was this 2018? When did Season 1 come out? Not the manga, the anime. Oh, was it early 2019? So yeah, like late 2018, early 2019, all the shows I watched around about that time, I would often watch reaction channels like myself do it as well. And Promised Neverland was one of those shows that I really wanted to watch other people react to, because of, especially of that first episode, and how it hooked us with Crow and everything like that, and Isabella being a really fucking good antagonist, who is apparently back, but we've not seen anything of, so her antagonistic status is kind of like, right now? But we don't have a good antagonist in this entire season. Like, it's just the demons are the antagonists. And it's like, there's no personality, there's no drive, there's nothing wanting us to root them on. Like, I don't root for these kids. Like, I joked back in Season 1, when I first watched it and really got into it, I joked, like, it'd be kind of interesting if we actually had a tragedy here and the kids failed. Like, it'd be kind of funny and kind of interesting to see that perspective. Now I'm actually kind of wishing it did happen. Like, I'm like, it'd be kind of interesting if these kids actually failed. Because I feel like the failure would be a much more interesting story than, through the power of friendship, we defeat the demons and restore humanity to its peak civilization, where we continue to farm and belittle other species just because they don't have intelligence. So it is what it is. I've bitched about this show long enough. Let's just get into the damn episode. As per usual, time-based form reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-pictures I do, which is everything from this season and future seasons. Backdated shows like Mario to the Patriot. Also, request shows like World Trigger and Log Horizon. Movies are also on there as well. Your Name, the movie just went up yesterday, so check that out. But yeah, here on YouTube we do time-based. So bottom left of the screen you'll see the time for the episode. Count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. Watch this one on Funimation, since that's where we licensed it. We have the Amplex logo, then the Funimation logo, so about 12 seconds logos, give or take. Call them out as they go past. You can also use screen flash on my face or the mic to tell when scene transitioning. So, lengthy intro over, a lot of bitching over. Let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Amplex. And Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. Straight into OP. There's someone hiding in those flowers at the end of the first shot. I don't know if it was Emma or not. Maybe it's worth going back to double check at some point. I don't know. I don't know if I care enough right now. I don't know what it is, but this is the only OP this season that sounds really terrible when it's been lowered volume. Like, every other OP this season, I have the same volume settings for every show, which is slightly lower, so I can kind of hear myself talk, so I can react to it a bit better. But loud enough so that I actually understand what's happening, you know? See, that white-haired character, he seems like an interesting character that I'd love to meet. But it doesn't seem like we're getting there yet. But yeah, this is the only OP that has a really weird sound to it, now that it's volume lowered. Alright. Here we go. Alright, I don't mention the recap. Emma doesn't want to kill all the demons, as expected. Oh, hi, you two. Mujiko and Sonji. We're explaining them to Norman. Hmm. Okay. Before farms were established. Okay. How? Oh. Interesting. Huh. Oh. So this thing won't work on everyone. Okay. Ah. Okay. Interesting. She wasn't. Hmm. It doesn't benefit them to. Yeah. But they want to. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. Interested in this king now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's very true. Because we don't have any way of doing it. Well, Sonju, he wants to eat wild humans, but still. So? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Well. Probably not. Hmm. I don't think the human world exists still. Right. Also has a pen. Okay. Once existed, but no longer does. Device? Why would you need devices to get there? I wonder. Oh? What? Huh. Okay. Right, we established that already. Okay, no Minerva either. The Gatekeeper? How do you know all this? Hmm. Sure. Whatever happened in Lambda obviously had a huge effect on him, but we wouldn't know because we didn't see it. Anyway. Oh. Hmm. Jesus. Can we find them in 5 days? That's quite the challenge. Okay. Hmm. 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 Lambda seizure? What's... What? They're giving us so much information without any of the build-up to it. It feels so weird. Hmm. It is naive, but... Hmm. Creepy music. Yeah. Jesus. Oh, God. Okay. Right. But it's the demons in control that are technically doing it, not every demon. Hmm. Right. Kind of. These kids are very impressionable to her as well. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Obviously. Right. No idea. Lambda seizure, whatever it was. Yeah, I'm coughing up blood. Okay. Wait, finally gonna see what you see behind that door? I would hope so. Because I was just replaying season 1. And what do we see? Who is this? Don't you dare cliffhanger again. Don't you dare. Oh, for fuck's sake. They've used the same. They've used season 1 to make a season 2 cliffhanger. The least you could have done was at least a face reveal at that moment. Ugh. Ugh. And we got no more information on Lambda or anything. I really hope next episode at least gets something. If we don't get anything of Lambda and Norman's journey through that this season, I'll be really annoyed. Oh well. Oh well. I wonder if we heard that voice before or not. I'm very bad at recognizing voices at the best of times, so I have no idea if we've heard that voice this season or not. We definitely didn't hear his voice in season 1. We just got, he saw something, doors closed. And that was basically the same, except they just added a voice line this time. Alright. That's it. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This show, man, is... I don't know, it's just... It feels like so much is just missing. It feels like the heart of the show is missing. It really does feel like something is just fundamentally missing from this show. Especially these past 2 episodes where we've just been told information and we don't get to see it ourselves. And why don't we get to see it ourselves? Why have we not been shown Norman's journey through Lambda? I would hope that next episode, now that we've left it on a cliffhanger like this, we are going to see what he saw. Like, if they start next episode and they don't follow Norman through the door there and what happens, I'm going to be really annoyed. Because there's no reason to keep this going. Like, why? Why would we continue to withhold information like that? There's no reason not to at this point. Because it's so fundamentally difficult to understand or care for... It's hard to care for any of Norman's side of things when we've not seen what has brought him to that point. I can only assume that Lambda was so horrifically bad for him, but I have to assume that. I just want... How many episodes we got? We got 4 more? 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got 4 more. There's only 11 episode season. Thank God. I don't know if I would really want a 12 or 13 episode season here. If it meant we actually got a more heart to the story, maybe I would, but... Yeah, I want to just... For the next episode, maybe even 2 episodes, maybe even 3 episodes. Well, maybe not 3, because then we wouldn't get to a good finale point. But at least for the next episode, I want to follow Norman, what he saw through the door, who he met there, and what his journey through Lambda was like to bring him to the point in the current day. I just want at least an episode or 2 focused on that. Nothing else. Not like a quick 5-minute cutaway flashback. I want an entire episode dedicated to that. We'll see what happens. I am very irritable for this episode. Also because I'm getting hungry, and that makes me quite irritable. But still, I'm disappointed by this season. Like, it started off kind of iffy as well, just by the fact that we had so much information pushed on us, like the whole pen business. Like, we could have spent so much more time explaining how we figured out the pen and stuff, but like, no, we have the pen and we got these coordinates that we're following and all this information. It's like, here, have all this information. It's like, hang on, feed us information, don't just tell it. Like, explain the information. Like, we enjoy stories because of the way they're told, not just because of the content of it. Like, I could tell you Promised Neverland Season 1 and what happened with, like, oh, they're actually being farmed, and we're doing all this, and then it turns out we hire... Crone comes, and, like, actually the mother is in on this, and she actually helps... Like, I can tell you all that. It's nowhere near as impactful as if you actually watched the season yourself. And this is what this season's kind of done, is, like, it's telling us what's happening, or what's happened without giving us any background on it and in any real narrative care to tell us why certain things happened. No visual elements for it. It's like, it's just severely lacking. It's lacking what made season 1 great, and it's just lacking what makes anime in general great. I don't know, it just feels like such a step down. It feels like such a step down from season 1. I feel bad for Cloverworks. Like, Cloverworks, One Direct Priority, and Horror Mia have been absolutely fantastic, and then you've got this, which is like, well, whatever. I don't know. I wonder who made the decision. Who made the decision that this anime season should be the way it is? Was it the studio that made the decision? Was it the producers that made the decision? Because I don't think... Well, this is common, right? The authors of these stories ultimately have to cave into what the anime producers, I guess, want. And that often is a point of contention when your work turns into an anime, right? Like, you don't have complete control over how it turns out, right? I do wonder how the original writer feels about this, especially after seeing... I don't know if Japan is necessarily making the same criticisms and complaints that the West is. Like, the West is very clearly feeling like something's iffy, and the deviation from the manga is not very much appreciated. I wonder how Japan is reacting to that as well. Like, is it just that we over here in the West are just more visceral and open with our criticisms, or is it also like that in Japan? I don't know, but anyone who has information on that, please let me know. But yeah, this season has been a bit of a letdown. I'm too invested. It's too late in the game for me to say I'm done with it. I feel kind of done with it. Like, I feel like I could just go, like, if I stopped now, next 4 episodes played out, and then I just went on Wikipedia and looked up the synopsis for the episodes, I feel like I would get the same level of information and enjoyment that I have had so far. Like, I know that sounds really harsh to say, but it does feel like I could genuinely do that, and feel like I experienced Season 2 just as much as the next person. Which is horrible, but it kind of feels that way. But I'm too invested. I'm going to stick through with it and watch this season. If a Season 3 gets announced, I probably won't watch it. But as invested as I am, if a Season 3 got announced, I would hold off until... I would not watch the first few episodes. I would hold off until reviews started coming in and people started talking about it and saying how faithful it was. Then I would pick it up. That's probably what I would do for Season 3 at this point. If they announce it, but... we'll see. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't quite enjoy it as much, but hopefully you did and got something out of it. Leave your comments down below on what you thought of the episode, because I'd really like to see how many people think like me, how many people don't think like me on this sort of thing. So don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode. We'll continue it anyway, as well as the rest of the Winter 2021 lineup you can find on the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.